So this week my focus is on keeping in touch, staying connected with people. There's different ways of doing this. I mean, one of the things, as you know, is that I've got my little puppets and this little cat here, whose name is Fat Cat. You know, it's a character that I've used a lot with children, and they feel connected, they can talk. Now, one of the ways we're doing things like that at the moment, you'll see it's happening all over the country, is people are putting a different cuddly toy in the window every day. So any children taking their daily walk with their parents, they can do a sort of bear hunt. The one going in next in my window is this, and I don't know if you can see, but he's got a little envelope, because he was a present years ago where he came with a card and all the rest of it. So what I want to do is, when I put him in the window, I'm going to put a sign above him saying, what do you think is written in the letter in the envelope, and do you want to write one of your own? So it's a little challenge for children going past. And of course, because I'm fortunate enough to have so many puppets, I do put different puppets in the window different days, and then that keeps it interesting. And it's a way of staying in touch with people and staying connected with people who don't necessarily have all the internet things, but things like the paintings in people's windows and the cuddly toys and puppets in people's windows, especially if they've got like a sign above them which is asking a question, so they're interactive. It's a way of people who maybe can't do it through the technology, but they do feel connected to other people, so that's quite important. A silly thing, very important thing actually, we've been doing the clapping for NHS workers, but also for not just NHS, for appreciating the people working in supermarkets, people who are social workers, care workers, postmen, the people who are out there putting themselves on the line every day. And obviously the most on the line, if you like, are the health workers, the care workers, physiotherapists and so on, who are physically close to people who are carrying the virus. But it's also the people who are delivering things for us. These are all people we're appreciating. But the bonus, when we've gone out to do our, clapping, excuse me, we've sort of been in touch with neighbours we may not have otherwise have been in touch with. I live on a busy main road, well, not so busy at the moment, but usually busy, and going out at 8 o'clock and clapping, and then seeing gradually other people emerging from their houses. We've waved and smiled at neighbours we've never even spoken to before. So, it's another way of being connected with those around us. And in doing that, you're sort of able to say, are you okay? Is there anything you need? Doing little bits of shopping for neighbours, just checking people are okay. And the clapping for everyone, for all the people helping us, is actually keeping us, those of us who are staying at home and not going out to work because we can work from home, is helping us stay in touch with our neighbours from a very safe distance. So the clapping was another one. The other thing is things like Zoom and Skype and all, there's so many platforms. It's not just about using them with those who are used to it. It's about helping those who maybe would struggle normally with the technology to understand the technology and to be able to manage the technology. I've spent, and my mum won't mind me saying so, hours over the last couple of weeks just trying to get her set up on Zoom and Skype, and we've managed it. We spent ages, and it's very weird because I'm trying to find out what's on her screen and I can't see what's on her screen, and it's about staying very patient. She has been incredibly patient. We've had a good giggle over it, but the joy at the end of it is that we managed to get one of our sons who's just had a baby, they managed to get the baby on the screen. So you had, our grandson, his parents, us, so the grandparents, and my parents, the great-grandparents, all able to sort of be together when we're actually living miles and miles apart, and obviously isolating, not able to see each other. So it's a way of keeping in touch. And these things, the technologies are fantastic. They are not always as easy to navigate as you might think. So it requires patience and problem solving together. And problem solving is of course good for our brains, it's good for our mental health. So it's actually the frustration may be there, but actually the fact that we are doing that problem solving is good for us. It's good for our mental health and our emotional health, and the rewards are so worth it. So things like the Zoom, Zoom and Skype and those sorts of things. But it's also the other thing, besides the family being able to stay together, we've had other communities that I'm a part of. We've set up conversations, and people who had physically moved away from those communities but still maybe had the odd email, stayed in touch, they've joined those Zoom conversations and those Zoom occasions. So it means, whereas a sort of occasion that we would have normally had maybe 10 people, suddenly 36 of us are all chatting together, and it's amazing. So we can do it, but it requires the technology. The thing I'm noticing is that small things become magnified. So that's positive and negative. So loneliness is more extreme if it's not addressed. People will feel more isolated. But that also means that when you drop off a packet of flour that you managed to find, or a packet of, as I did today, I managed to find some toilet rolls for someone who didn't have any and was reduced to her tissues, as it were. The smile on that person's face for a packet of toilet rolls means so much. It's much, as I say, magnified. You wouldn't normally think of a packet of toilet rolls as a gift. My Mother's Day present for my mum this year was a thing of hand cream, because her hands were getting so sore from all the washing and the cleaning, because she's very diligent, she's following all the advice, but her skin is such that that's not actually the best thing for it. So some hand cream to nourish it was way better for her than some flowers. And it's not what I would normally have bought her, but these are interesting times, and different things mean more. So let's all of us do what we can to keep people cheerful, to connect with each other. And as I say, just simply putting a puppet or a cuddly toy in the window is a way of connecting with people you won't even meet, you won't even know. People will have a smile on their face that you won't see, and you will never see that person, but that child, that adult, a lot of adults love their teddy bears, will have a smile on their face, and you've been connected, and they will feel reached out to. So let's all try to make those connections, because they really do matter. They matter at all times, but more particularly they matter now. Thank you.